that we have been having this award, C.V. Raman Award, for the best paper published in the Journal of Acoustical Society of India. So at this juncture, having a long tradition started in the year 1971, so we would like to come up with the different colors, not only in India and internationally. With this motivation, with my EC team, I had an opportunity to interact with Dr. Duba, inviting is there any possibility of collaborating the French Acoustical Society and Indian Acoustical Society by means of organizing a conference or workshop jointly together. So with this, we have signed an MOU with the SFA, namely the French Acoustical Society and the Indian Acoustical Society, saying that the conference, joint international conference will be organized once in 2 years. First time in, say for example in India, second time in France, and the third one will be alternately one time in India, one time in France. And then after getting this MOU, then we are looking into the place where we should host this conference, being the first time in the history of even the ICA. They never had any such two society or three societies jointly together organizing a conference in a particular place, either in India or in any other country. Then we thought of hosting this conference at the headquarters, namely Indian headquarters, namely Delhi, and we have identified NPL is the right choice because of his excellent contribution done by the scientists with the eminent leaders of the directors of NPL. So with this, we have requested NPL, Dr. Budani, director, and with his team, Dr. Mahavir and his team members, they have immediately accepted. So we would like to thank you, sir, for this hospitality. And I am sure that this conference is going to be one of the successful events in the history of Acoustical Society of India. Thank you, sir. And ASI, we would like to host our flagship in different national organizations. With this, we have already initiated, in addition to this, the French Acoustical Society. We have already joined in hands with the International Sound and Vibration Research Institute to host the international conference as one of the partner organizing events 3 months before in Bangkok. And in addition to that, the forthcoming two conferences which will be held in Singapore along with the Indian Acoustical Society and Singapore Acoustical Society, we are also going to be one of the co-organizers for the international event which will be held at Singapore. So with this, I would like to thank the excellent support given to me by means of the Executive Council members of the Acoustical Society of India. Along with the team effort only, it is possible to bring this, all the achievements as far as the Acoustical Society of India is concerned. In addition to that, I take this opportunity to thank Director Dr. Budani, the Chairman of the Technical Committee, Dr. Sengupta, the convener of this conference, Dr. Mahavir Singh, and his team members for their efforts in bringing more number of delegates, about 300, of which about close to 100 foreign delegates from France and other countries, Russian also, for the team effort to make this conference. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Here I extend an invitation to Professor Menel Zakaria, SFA Chairman for Acoustics 2013, to please come and share his precious thoughts on the event. Sir, please.
Namaste, dear Chief Guest, dear Director, Chairman, Mr. President, dear Mahavir. It's a great pleasure for me to be here at the opening ceremony of this conference. We've been working for a while together with Mahavir to make it happen. And I remember the first time I came here to visit Mahavir to discuss the organization. That was my first visit since 30 years to India. And you know, it's like when you leave a kid and you come back and you realize they're grown up and you didn't see it happening. I discovered really a different country from where it was 30 years ago. And I discovered how the people were so enthusiastic to bring this country in the top level of technological development and sharing the benefit with all the people in India. And this is really something that you feel when you come from outside and you have two snapshots 30 years ago, you see how the things have been changing. I would like to thank NPL very much for hosting us, of course, NPL director, but also all the invisible people that made this happen. 2 weeks ago, I was discussing with Mahavir. He told me I just had 60 persons who came to my office today. So you have tens and tens of people who were working in the backstage. Just to give you a figure, for French people is something you could not imagine. On Friday, the lawn outside was a lawn. It was nice grass on it, and now it's an exhibition center. It's a reception center, a meal place, and a very place to meet. And this is for us really what we call incredible India, because things happen instantly, because so many people are dedicated to this. And I'd like to thank all these people on your behalf, all the people whose name is not on the list, because they did a fantastic job. I'd like you to give them an applause, please, because they really deserve it. The theme of the conference is Quieter India. And to be honest, I think a lot of things has to be done. I just try to imagine India with tuk-tuks without homes. This is quite still big step to go ahead. And I think with the present development, with the forecast that many people from the countryside will come to live in the cities, this will become really a serious problem of stress. And this is where in Europe and in France in particular, we've been very attentive to all the noise in cities and the induced stress, induced sickness, and probably one of the areas where we can collaborate. Many people were hesitating coming here because it's something new. Whenever you start something new, either they are very excited or very afraid of it. And I'm sure that many people who couldn't make it for many reasons, when they will look at the program, when they will see what you have achieved, they will say, I wished I was there. And I'm sure that many people will regret not being able to come. I just want to draw your attention that the work is not finished. And I still want an important contribution from your side on Wednesday. We decided to have an afternoon of exchanges, which is informal. Not only the paper presentation is something important, but we wanted something in addition, so that people sit together informally and discuss topic by topic, area by area, what we can do together. Who are the actors? What is the future in my country? What is the future in your country? And try to set up future collaboration that hopefully in 2 years will present, look at the list of projects that we triggered in Acoustic 213 New Delhi. Thank you very much for coming here and for your attention.
Thank you, sir. We are fortunate to have amongst us Dr. Bertrand Jubas, President, French Acoustical Society. I request him to please come and address the conference, sir, please.
Dear distinguished colleagues, Professor Boudani, Dr. Sadgupta, Dr. Rajendran, Dr. Saraswat, Dr. Singh, and dear Manel, dear fellow acousticians participating to this conference, I have to say that in France, we say that when you go to India, you are not the same person when you come back. I came to India 15 years ago and I got changed. And now, today, the French Acoustical Society is coming to India and I hope it will change. In fact, it already changed. with the Acoustical Society of India, we are already in the process of knowing each other through the technical organization of this conference, through the scientific exchange for organizing the sessions, and through the human-to-human relationship that we built, we started, and that we hope that it will carry on through collaborative projects, cooperations, exchanges. So, I will be very short. I will just to thank all the persons that make this happen, and particularly Mahajar Singh and Manel Zakaria, who got very involved in this organization. Also, thank you to the National Physical Labs and the Acoustical Society of India for welcoming us so kindly, and I wish all of you a fruitful conference.
Thank you, sir. Today we have the pleasure to have an eminent personality amongst us as our chief guest, Dr. V.K. Saraswat. I would like to invite Dr. Sen Gupta to please come and introduce our chief guest to us. Sir, please.
Friends, it's my great pleasure and honor to introduce to you our distinguished chief guest, Dr. V.K. Saraswat. Dr. V.K. Saraswat is a very distinguished missile scientist of this country. He has formerly served as the Director General of the Defense Research and Development Organization, and he's been the Chief Scientific Advisor to the Minister of Defense. Dr. Saraswat obtained his doctorate in combustion engineering from Osmania University and started his career in DRDO in 1972 at the Defense Research and Development Laboratory, DRDL, in Hyderabad. He spearheaded the development of country's strategic and tactical missile system, including the Agni series of strategic missiles. As the project director, he steered the design, development and production and induction of first indigenous surface-to-surface missile system Prithvi-1 and Prithvi-2 into the armed forces of our country. The naval variant of Prithvi, Dhanush, a ship-launched missile with very high terminal velocity, very high terminal accuracy, has been successfully developed by his team for strategic role, and all this has been done under his very dynamic and able leadership. Dr. Saraswat has also pioneered the concept of theatre defense system and integration of national air defense elements. He's a highly decorated person. Dr. Saraswat is the Fellow of Indian National Academy of Engineering, Aeronautical Society of India, Astronautical Society of India, and Institution of Engineers. Dr. Saraswat is also a recipient of very many prestigious awards, and I'll just name a few. He's been the DRDO Scientist of the Year in 1987. He has won the National Aeronautical Prize in 1993, and he has also been awarded with the DRDO Technology Transfer Award and Performance Excellence Awards in 96, 99, and so on. For his outstanding contributions to the nation, he's been conferred with some of the very high civilian awards of the country, namely Padma Shri in 1998 and a very high civilian award, Padma Bhushan, by the Government of India in 2013. May I request Dr. P. Saraswat to deliver this lecture.
Very good morning. Professor Budani, the Director of National Physical Laboratory, Dr. Sen Gupta, the Chairman Acoustics 2013, Dr. Rajendran, the ASI President, Dr. Bertrand Dobus, President of SFA, and Professor Jakaria, the SFA Chair, Dr. Mahavir Singh, who has been in touch with me all along for the last couple of weeks regarding this particular conference. I'm extremely happy to participate in this important event, and it's a matter of delight that I am in NPL who is hosting this particular international conference. Being done by ASI and the French Acoustical Society, it's a great pleasure because the two great institutions are going to give major push to this particular science of acoustics. I would like to also greet my guru sitting here, Dr. Munjal, who has been pioneer in India in the field of acoustics, and my great colleague, Dr. Bhujang Rao, who is now the Director General of DRDO, and he is also one of the proponents of this particular field. My greetings to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure. Also, I would like to mention that please don't go by the quality of my voice. It's an irony that voice quality not going good on a seminar which is talking about acoustics. However, let's look at how to make India technologically so that it becomes a quieter technologies for India. That's the theme. It certainly is the need of the hour because it is important for us to work towards that particular goal. I hope that this conference will further strengthen cooperation between France and India, represented by the respective industries, academics, and acoustical societies. For me, all subjects I have read and understood, acoustics is a fascinating one. Communication between two human beings is through acoustics and sound. You know we cannot communicate electromagnetically. We are gifted with both speech, voice box, which is bad today for me, and hearing through ears. Both are undoubtedly very efficient biological instruments dedicated to transmit and receive selected frequency, range of vibrations, and interpreting them as sound. The Acoustical Society of India was registered in Visakhapatnam on 31st July 1971 with the major aim of advancement of science and technology of all branches of acoustics. It is a matter of great pleasure and information that our former scientific advisor, Professor Suri Bhagwantam, was the first president of this particular prestigious society. I know ASI conducts National Symposium on Acoustics every year with a special theme. It also brings out a detailed journal, the Journal of Acoustic Society of India, to disseminate the latest research work in acoustics. Acoustics is described as a science that deals with the production, control, transmission, reception, and effects of sound. It covers vast range of topics including noise control, aeroacoustics, underwater acoustics, ultrasound, thermoacoustics, bioacoustics, atmospheric acoustics, architectural acoustics, physiological, psychological, and musical acoustics, and electroacoustics. Let us look at what is the type of research which has been done and how this whole science took birth. The science of sound starts as far back as in the days of Pythagoras, the 6th century BC scientist, who wrote on the mathematical properties of string instruments. Galileo in the 16th century wrote, waves are produced by vibration of sonorous body which spread through the air, bringing to the tympanum of the ear a stimulus which the brain intercepts as sound. A remarkable statement that points to the beginning of physiological and psychological acoustics. Greek philosopher Pythagoras wanted to know why some musical intervals seem more beautiful than others, and he found answers in terms of numerical ratios representing the harmonic overtones series on a string. He is reputed to have observed that when the lengths of vibrating strings are expressible, as ratios of integers, the tones produced will be harmonious. In the 19th century, the major figures of mathematical acoustics were Helmholtz in Germany, who consolidated the field of physiological acoustics, and Lord Rayleigh in England, who combined the previous knowledge with his own copious contribution to the field in his monumental work, The Theory of Sound. Also in the 19th century, Wheatstone, Ohm, and Hanley developed the analogy between electricity and acoustics. Let's look at acoustics in India. In India, it appears that acoustics was well understood and practiced. It is evident from the examples of forts like Golconda, those who have visited Hyderabad. This fort was built sometime in 1512, where a fantastic acoustic effect can be experienced at Fateh Darwaja, the lowest entrance point of the fort. A hand clap at a certain point below the dome at the entrance reverberates and can be heard clearly at the Bala Hisar Pavilion, the highest point almost a kilometer away. This worked as a warning note to the royals in case of an attack. Gol Gumbaj in Karnataka is another example of acoustic wonder of 15th century engineers. Another example is Hampi's musical pillars, built in 15th century, producing harmonious music when struck with a thumb. It has got 56 musical pillars, also known as Saregama pillars, are 4 of the 7 musical tones. There are many other musical pillars seen in South Indian temples. In modern India, up to 1970, acoustics has only been considered as one of the many branches of physics, and not so much significance has been attached to it either in academics or research. Significant shift occurred during 70s and 80s when several national research and development laboratories and premier academic institutions started working in various branches of acoustics. Both basic and applied research works are undertaken by many labs and premier academic institutes. Prominent research organizations such as CSIR, DRDO, and ISRO under Government of India set up many state-of-the-art acoustic facilities over the years. An example in case being acoustic reverberation test facility at NAL, Bangalore, and RCI, DRDO, Hyderabad. Institutes such as Indian Institute of Science and some of the IITs are contributing by way of theoretical and applied research on various aspects of acoustics. Other than this, a number of universities and colleges are working on experimental and theoretical aspects of acoustics and ultrasonics. Some of the autonomous units such as ARAI and FCRI with Ministry of Heavy Industries and set up NVH laboratories to provide services and do research on noise and vibration aspects of automotives, engines, and fluids. Multinational companies and private sector industries such as GE, Mahindra, and Mahindra have laid emphasis on engineering acoustics for both automotives and appliances. CSIR NPL country's standard laboratory is maintaining standards for acoustics, ultrasonics, and vibration. CSIR NAL's new acoustic test facility set up in association with ISRO is catering for acoustic fatigue testing of aerospace payloads, while DRDO RCI facility is taking care of missile acoustics. Human contributions are being made by labs such as NSTL, NPOL, and NMRL of DRDO on underwater acoustics. State-of-the-art sonars are developed by NPOL, while NSTL and NMRL are contributing in acoustic stealth developments of warships. As the naval battle space migrates from the high seas to the littorals, the significance of underwater intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance in shallow coastal waters will continue to grow. NPOL set up acoustics underwater tank facility to cater for sonar research, while NSTL set up 2 major facilities for acoustic testing, namely anechoic chamber and reverberation chamber. Apart from this, significant contributions are made by various researchers in building and engineering acoustics, by ISC Bangalore, IIT Madras, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay. A lot of experimental work is being reported by researchers across the country, particularly from departments of physics in various colleges and universities in disciplines of ultrasonics, and physical acoustics. Speech and signal processing is being pursued by institutes such as TIFR, Mumbai, and CD Pilani, focusing on speech recognition, synthesis, and compression techniques. All India Institute of Speech and Hearing, Mysore, was set up as autonomous unit under Ministry of Health, Government of India, to address hearing impairment, voice fluency, and phonological and language disorders in speech. Realizing the importance of noise pollution in public life, Government of India added Noise as Pollutant in Environment Act